Alright, guys, it is official. Finally, after what seems like maybe almost 2 years in the making of this, from The Ultimate Fighter. I don't even know what season that is, because I really haven't kept track with The Ultimate Fighter, because I feel like that show is trash and needs to be, what's it called? Out of, whatever. It was a reason why they weren't showing it for years. To, what's it called? December 31st, when Conor ends up announcing his fight, to now at the press conference for UFC 300, we're finally going to get it. We are finally going to get the fight that we've been wanting for quite some time. The return of Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor for International Fight Week. After so much time has gone by, from the broken leg in 2021 of International Fight Week to, Conor on yachts and getting in trouble, to him making a film with Jake Gyllenhaal, the remake of Roadhouse, which is a stupid, funny movie. If you don't have any type of real type of expectations, then you are going to really enjoy that movie. I won't comment any further on that. But we're finally going to get Conor versus Chandler, and it is well due. This fight should have happened for UFC 300. It didn't happen. That was supposed to be originally the headliner, and now we're getting it for International Fight Week, which is fine. Which is fine. It's June 29th, if I'm not mistaken. And man, I'm telling you right now, guys, Conor versus Chandler, 5-round fight at 170 pounds. Conor wins that fight. I wouldn't tell him to go fight at 155 pounds against Islam, because there's no reason. I feel like you're going to deplete your body to cut down to 155 pounds. You have been walking around, at a heavy weight, for quite some time comfortably. You've been walking around about close to 200. Stay at 170 pounds. You win that fight against Michael Chandler. Fight Leon Edwards. I'm pretty sure Leon Edwards would want that big payday. It's in a draw an astronomical amount of people. You will have, the spectacle that is Conor McGregor. You will have Leon Edwards, who is a champion. I know there's rumors that he is going to fight Bilal Muhammad in Manchester in July. Look, I have no idea if that's going to happen or not. Because if I'm the UFC, they've been holding off on Bilal Muhammad for quite some time. I can only imagine that they're probably going to hold off on Bilal Muhammad as much as possible, because they do not like that guy whatsoever. And not for nothing, he is kind of annoying. Yesterday with the cell phone, posting up 301, 302, 303, 304. The man has been desperate for a title shot. Clearly, they don't want to give you a title shot, because the UFC doesn't want to live in a world that Bilal Muhammad is a welterweight champion. Okay? That is the main reason behind this. Alright? He's a good fighter, but unfortunately, he doesn't really draw people. Okay? And that is the biggest problem with him. Leon, on the other hand, has defended his title against Kamaru and Colby Covington. His next title defense will be his third. So, Michael Chandler, on the other hand, right now, I don't remember the last time he ever fought at 170 pounds. He'll be a very short welterweight. He's also said it himself that if he was maybe 2 to 3 inches taller, he would have made that jump to 170 pounds, because he really cuts a lot of weight to go down to 155. And I feel like, look, this is a perfect stylistic matchup, in my opinion. Conor, who is a great counterpuncher, against somebody who is a hard-hitting puncher, that is Michael Chandler. I mean, we saw what Michael Chandler ended up doing to Dan Hooker in his debut fight in the UFC, throwing that overlooping hand, dropping, the hooker, and then laying, I don't know, 9-10 punches, until the ref has to throw him off, and then he does the backflip off the top of the barricade, barricaded part of the octagon. And look, guys, this fight was in works. I think this is the fight that Chandler called out after him head kicking Tony Ferguson. It makes sense. And it also makes sense because, look, Conor wants to get back in there. I feel like this is a very favorable matchup. And we all know what Conor wants. And I think he wants to see what options he does have outside the UFC. I think he has 2 fights left. And this will be counting his second fight. I mean, his first of 2 fights that he has remaining left on the contract. No, the UFC does not want to lose him because that is their biggest cash cow. And it's crazy because if I'm the UFC, I would want to put out Conor McGregor out there as much as possible to be breaking, $1 million pay-per-view buys consistently, right? And they have failed to do so, right? Because they feel like they want to be building the brand better than what they have with Conor McGregor. And unfortunately, Conor is the best filler that you can have. And the reason why I say that is because you don't need to have a title on the line. People are going to watch. Casual viewers are going to watch him, fight. We saw with Donald Cerrone. I mean, I believe, the 4th or 5th highest, pay-per-view buy in quite some time. All right, and that went over like $1.1 million. And against Cowboy Cerrone, of all people, hardcore fans already knew that Cowboy Cerrone wasn't going to get knocked out. And he got knocked out quicker than a lot of people expected. So, very happy to see Conor back in the octagon. He was the guy that got me introduced to the sport, like, officially. I mean, I knew about the sport ahead of time. I knew about John Jones, George St. Pierre, Johnny Hendricks, the whole, kabam, right? And I watched it as a casual viewer, but he's the one that kind of gravitated towards me to being a hardcore fan, to, start making these videos and then start being more gravitated to Apex cards and all that type of stuff. I mean, I was solidified as official UFC fan because of Conor McGregor, and I'm very excited to see him fight. I just want to see, how he performs now after being out of the octagon for about 3 years after that leg injury that he had against Dustin Poirier. I mean, there's a lot of options that are going to be having his way. If he wins at 170, does he fight Leon Edwards or the winner of the welterweight championship? Does he fight them at a later time in the year? Does he go back to 155 and he tries to fight Charles Oliveira, who many people believe that he was going to call out if he had won that fight against Dustin Poirier in the trilogy, because he was wearing a Brazilian mouthguard. Does he go and try to fight Justin Gaethje, who just recently lost to Max Holloway in the fight of the year and was on the wrong end of the knockout of the year? Does he try to fight Max Holloway, who he had fought, and I believe he was injured, and that was maybe the one and only fight that he ended up going to a decision at featherweight. So there are tons of options. I know that Conor loves having options, and he has a whole listing and choosings of what he could pick from. But yeah, guys, Dana White announced it at the press conference. June 29th, headline at 175 pounds, at 170 pounds, I'm sorry. 5 rounds, Conor McGregor versus Michael Chandler, all right, headlining International Fight Week. So then, guys, I am Flavo Rihanna, and thank you for tuning in. Please hit that like and subscribe button, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace, guys. See you.